family with Patrik's
No,
parents.
Scheana's grandparents were my parents' best friends.
Yes.
Oh my
And
God!
they
I
used to
found
hang
that out after my mother passed away.
So
they
she
reached out,
she
yeah.
was here, and
yeah.
And here we are going through the different things I'm going to make for Scheana, the
Yep.
swatches, the colors. Sheena's sister was here.
Yeah.
Rachel was here. And we're going
She was
through
Raquel
it.
back then.
Well, whatever.
It's the
And
artist
she-
formerly known as Raquel.
Well, let's not. I don't want to call her by anything. She sat there and she was on the phone
The whole time.
And she was not even interested in being engaged. And I'm like, Scheana, here you are So when
Yeah.
you see them on camera, Sheena's protecting Raquel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sheena's supporting Raquel. She is
Yeah.
in the light of, I'm listening to you. I hear you. I want to be the best friend I can be for you. And I'm kind of not looking the other way right now.
Yeah.
But what I saw, and I asked Scheana this on the podcast. Sheena's been on our podcast.
She was our first episode.
And she said, she goes, I'm glad you didn't tell me. I said, I really wanted to tell you as a friend to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you when the cameras are off, what I see, and I'm very upfront and honest, and you know me. You know me enough to know I'm the same way with Jeff. I'm the same way with Shane. I'm the same way with Doug. I'm me. And if I care about you and you're in the universe, you're in our purview, I'm going to be there to protect you. I want to make sure that I see and I want to warn you. I
Yeah.
have to tell you. Because I don't feel that I'm being a friend to you if I don't.
Yeah.
So I apologized to Scheana and I said, I wanted to tell you so bad, but you were in such a different space that I
Yes.
wanted your wedding to go off without a hitch. And I know that the focus of what the dynamic was at that moment was the focus of your wedding and all the preparation that you were going through. I didn't want it to be tainted.
We thought back then that Scheana's wedding was going to be the finale of Vanderpump Rules and the show was going to be done.
Yeah.
Well,
They all thought that.
I will say, as a friend, that's a beautiful sentiment, what you just said.
Yeah.
As a fan of the show, I hate you. Because you would have made an iconic episode. Could you imagine if he had said that on the episode
I
during the
know.
wedding and it completely... Because you go back and watch that episode, they have Raquel and Ariana sitting next to
I
each
know.
other.
You know that
they're
were
both
coming-
crying watching the...
You
Yeah.
know they were coming here to tape.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then they
And
pushed
then
it
we-
back.
we-
But
Yeah.
like, could
Yeah.
you imagine? Like that
Yeah.
you think about like little ripples in time. Like, what if you had said something? How that would have affected? But everything happens the way it's meant to happen.
The funny thing is, when we were in Mexico, the
here's-
first night, for
but
the
but
white-
here's the final word on that one. Our friendships are meaningful.
right?
Our relationships are valued. They're not just about getting the next soundbite or being
Yeah.
on camera or having that space to be able to ruin a relationship over, which is what I feel one of the reasons why I don't want to watch some of the reality shows at this point, because I get what they're doing it for. I get you're trying to get your soundbite.
Yeah.
I get you're trying to hustle your next gig, but it's not fair to the real person who's a genuinely kind human that I know deeply and care and respect.
That's what I struggle with the further I get into this career,
Yeah.
because you do start to get to know people.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
like Scheana. Like, I've been on Sheena's podcast a bunch. I really like Scheana. She's always been nothing but great to me.
Yep.
And then it's really
and she's
hard-
always going to
she's
because
al-
that's her.
Yeah, she's a fierce and loyal friend. Like,
Yes.
but then, you then see how the audience will take something and go, you weren't as supportive to this person as you could have been. And,
Right.
now knowing her, it kind of ruins that experience of how you would view the show, because you're like, well, I actually know her. Like, she really does love
Yeah.
this person and she really does care about this person. The reality of this is she probably, like, she's put in a really tough spot because you're also making a show on top of all of this.
Right.
And I will say, so sometimes how it used to be so easy to watch these shows without knowing any of these people, and I'd be like, that's an asshole, and then you get
Yeah.
to know them and you're like, oh, this
Yes.
makes
I
it
get
really
what it
hard
was.
to like, and I've had to now like kind of, I'll still be
Well,
kind of raw, but
Do you-
when
I
we
will-
went on
do you think the producers set everything up for Scandoval? Do you think they
No,
knew?
not at all.
You don't think
Not
so?
at all. In fact, I've talked with a couple of them. Is that like at the end of the day, these people still are trying to do a job, go home to their families.
Right.
They're not like, and I think they've some of those people have been with them since day one, season one. And I think even they were shocked. Like back in the day, they always thought Jax was telling the truth, that he wasn't cheating. So
but
they
when
really,
I saw them kissing at the wedding, there's
They were
producers
there, the cameras are
everywhere.
there.
So the producers.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, producers were
yeah.
everywhere. They're down the hall. They're everywhere. Like it was floored with
they
them.
They didn't decide to tape that show until a week before almost. That's why they canceled this, and then because they were on the move to go to Cancun. That's
why I wonder. I'm like, how did they not
I mean, like,
know
I know one of them
on?
personally, and they swear up.
Yeah,
And they said they were like, there's always suspicions, but they were like, they're all getting tipsy. They're all getting like, you don't know, like. So they said. No.
They have eyes and
ears.
They said
they asked him, and he said
me?
no.
Oh,
so.
okay, yeah, because because we asked you and you told us the truth.
Well, I just listen. I do, and I think you also know with Scheana is that like. I don't think any of these people could act that out. Like, act like they didn't know. Like, Scheana really had a real reaction when she found out.
Because she was
Rachel.
hurt. She was hurt by multiple people.
Yes.
Because her friendship to each of them was questioned completely.
Well, so I think that's the thing is that if it was known, it must have been known by just a very tiny circle.
That's what I think.
Because I don't think, like you said, you didn't tell Scheana. She didn't know.
Right.
They might have had suspicions about certain things or like, when Rachel was turning her location off on her phone. All of that was suspicious. But I don't think they put it together. Like I was at Coachella with all of them, like that, and I think that's right.
Is he flexing again, telling us what he was?
No. I'm just saying. Like I was hanging out with like Tom and Ariana, and I just will say like I never in a million years
knew that they were screwing.
But also thought that would ever happen because I thought there's no way that dude. They seemed in love. I mean, they seemed. By the way, and I know mistakes happen, but like for a 7-month, a 7-month relationship,
they even questioned what we saw. They came attacking us, going, "Oh, they're just a bunch of liars," blah blah blah. Until Raquel said, "Blah blah blah," and they were like, "Oh, I guess Paul and Patrik were right."
Would you guys ever have Rachel on this show?
Sure.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. Why not?
See, that's like sometimes I find it hard.
We had Tom Schwartz on. We should have Tom Sandoval on.
We don't mind that I mean, if this is a platform for them to find peace with themselves, or at least change my opinion, and if you can change one person's opinion or viewpoint to what it is, and your feelings and emotions that go so deep because you're human.
Yeah.
If you made a mistake, if you were promised things just like every other person is in a relationship, and you just didn't want to acknowledge the red flags, and it wasn't the camera so much, it was behind the scenes, because Raquel and Tom Schwartz were kissing. We got kicked out of the table for them to come.
They wanted our table at the white party to do the fake kissing.
And I'm standing there looking, going, "Oh my god!"
Like to me, that's staged.
But
you know,
that is why I felt, and we talked about this after the fact, that they knew about Raquel and Tom Sandoval because they set up the fake kiss
so it looked like
with
there
Raquel
so
and Tom Schwartz to set that whole thing up.
I mean, to me, that was like a really bizarre thing to happen. But then that was another reason why I thought it was kind of gross with Sandoval, because it almost seemed like he was wanting that to happen to take any kind of eyes off of him and what was going on. And so that's how dark and devious and how deep it went.
Yeah, but then Schwartz was like, "Okay, fine, I'll sit."
Well, Schwartz knew. Like he admittedly know. Like so, it's. I think the thing, and I love what you said, but like at the same time, the bad thing about Sandoval in particular, he just never, how life will teach you something in really hard ways. You know, like you'll be like, oh, I really messed up. Like, and it really makes you reevaluate everything in your life. He still seems to not be able to help himself. Like so many people help him, and he's. But he's taking the anger outside of him and put it on other people. But
is it also right for America to vilify Tom Sandoval?
It's reality TV, baby. I mean, that's what we
do.
But
if you vilified him,
a lot. Because I think they believed in him so much. So I think when you disappoint somebody. But also, like I said, it was just such this whirlwind of like all of this information coming out. It was like a perfect storm. The season was airing. That wasn't a storyline. So now you're watching the show going back and going, wait, am I seeing little clues here? Like we were so passionate. There was new information coming out every week. I mean, I've never seen something like that in reality television. And they rode that wave. Like they teased that out for months.
Big time. But it's sad that the relationships that were genuine relationships that you can't really find. The friendships that you really trust, which is the core of when you're talking about how when we were in Arizona, how we all relate to each other and how we communicate with each other. And isn't that more precious and more important than 3 seconds of airtime?
It is. I mean, I think some people get poisoned to think it's not. I also think it's a different scenario when you have a bunch of hot people in their 20s working at a bar. I always say we're not supposed to still be friends with those people 20 years later.
Right.
It's like a place and time in your life. Like I worked at a nightclub. Like one of the best times of my life, craziest times of my life. But like I don't look back on those with fond memories, but I don't look back and like, why aren't they in my life? Like, why aren't we all filming a reality show together? Yeah. Like some of those people, there was an expiration date on those things, and the show has almost forced them to stay in each other's lives.
Right.
Or I think that's why it's a little.
I totally agree.
It's a little weird in that sense because it's like most people would not still be.
They would
friends.
be like, "Fuck you, I'm out of here. I'm never going to talk to you again."
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, and life will just like give you a whole new set of friends. So that's why it's going to be interesting to see how this show continues because now it makes so much money. It's a juggernaut.
I know.
So no matter what, they're going to find some way to make it work.
You think they're going to keep it?
Yeah, because listen. TV was created to sell soap. It was created to sell advertisements.
Right.
This has the highest ad rate of any show on Bravo.
Isn't that crazy?
It has broken all sorts of records. You can sell a commercial on that for the highest rate on any show. Like they don't care if they'll bring it back with
Raquel back.
Well, now I think Raquel shot herself in the foot because she signed up with Bethany Frankel on the Reality Reckoning. If she hadn't have done that,
then
I think she would have decompressed, and I think she would have eventually warmed up to it. But doing that's such an assault to the network and NBC Universal.
Sure.
Where why would they trust somebody to bring them back because you're just going to potentially sue them?
But
again
it's reality.
Well, listen, never say never.
Don't they love that shit?
That's what I'm saying. Can you imagine the finale?
Nene Leakes sued Bravo and they brought her back.
Well, I mean, I'm curious. But see, those are the kind of relationships you want to work.
Yeah.
But everything's so litigious now. Everything is like, you know, and when Bravo's going like really good, everybody wants a piece of that.
Yep. One last thing I want to ask you before we do Haute Topics.
I can talk to you for hours.
I know, this is so fun. I love it. I love it. Like this is
your
great.
weight journey. Because I was watching some of your old acting clips. You were fucking skinny.
I'm the Luther Vandross of podcasting. I go up and down and up and down.
How?
But I've been up mainly for the last 3.5.
But how?
years.
How did you gain the weight?
So I was always a stocky kid.
You were skinny in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah. That was a great period of my life where I was like eating right, working out.
Yeah.
Podcasting doesn't do a lot for the system. You're sitting. I have a big fat podcaster ass now, and like no, I mean I think there's I have a lot of insecurity and I have a lot of issues around my weight. I mean, like my mom passed away a year ago. In 2 weeks, it'll be a year anniversary.
Sorry.
I gained like 30 pounds this year. I get thing, and also I'm getting older, so everything is slowed down. But yeah, I've had those periods of time before where I'll just get really depressed. I'll eat a lot, I won't work out, and I'm not obviously the healthiest person. But that's what I'm trying to like. I was like working out all the time, but like I was doing hiking, I was doing all of this stuff, and with the mom stuff, especially this cancer journey with her has lasted. It lasted like 3 years, wow. My mom was my best friend in so many ways, and I think I didn't want to move a lot of this past year, you know, like that's why I will say like to go to Jeff's is such a joy for me because I would just like, I can record through depression. I can record through anything.
Yep. Well, because you roll out of bed, you do your
thing,
and then you can
then I roll back into bed.
Your...
Exactly. So and now I'm at a place where.
Do you feel, I'm going to ask you this because my mother passed 2 years ago from Alzheimer's and it was horrific. She had a brain hemorrhage from Alzheimer's that caused her to be on life support. And my dad took her off and then she passed. And it was devastating for me. Yeah. I mean, it was really hard because probably like you said your mom was like my mom was my champion. Like there was, my family's all introverts and then there was me and my mom who were the two extroverts of the entire family. So to lose her, it was horrific. But then I had this like kind of thing that I was juggling with that I felt relief, but I felt like she wasn't suffering from Alzheimer's anymore. Yeah. But I wanted her back. But then
it messes with my head every day. And then you know, my dad's still with us, and wanting to make sure he's good. And like I just got to see him in Arizona. But I was thinking the other night at the Jeff, like she would have loved that. She would have loved to have seen everybody there and see everybody happy and laughing. And I think towards the end, especially, I started like because I work really hard and I work a lot. And I was really trying to work as fast and hard as I can because I wanted to try to get as successful as I could before she passed. Yeah. Because finally there was like a little break where things started happening. And I'm like, okay, now's the time. She's like, like let her go knowing that I'm going to be okay, that I'm going to be taking, that there's, and she got such, my listeners sent her over 1,000 cards and letters through the last 3 months of her life. We put them all out at her memorial. Just people that listen, because she was on the podcast all the time. She was a character.
Oh, she was?
Mom and dad. Yeah, mom and dad were always on there, and it's so that was horrible. And there is that thing of like, I'm so happy because, man, I saw things in that last month that I never wanted to see or never wanted to be a part of. And so I'm happy for her that is gone, but what remains is this huge hole that you don't have any kind of language sometimes on how to deal with. Even though people have told me this and this, your actual feelings is very different than to watch my dad, really struggle with it. Married 53 years.
Wow. My parents were married 65 years.
Like it's like learning how to walk again.
I
like
know.
He's learning how to do. She took care of everything, and he's like, "Oh, did you know?" Like before I left, I had to show him how to work all 3 TVs again in the house. Each one, he would be like yellow legal pad. He'd be like, "Okay, power." I'm like, Dad, have you not been watching TV the last couple of months? He's like, no, I know. But
it's the connection that he had with her.
Yeah.
Are you the only child?
No, I have a sister too, who thankfully lives a mile and a half from my dad. So huge part of, but like, this whole year has been such I can't believe because it doesn't feel real still. And I'm just like trying to get through it. It's like one foot in front of the other, try to do good, try to think of her. And I've messed up. I've made so many mistakes this last couple of years, and I'm just trying to make her proud. I'm trying to make myself proud. And part of that is getting back to diet and exercise, getting back to taking care of myself.
We're going to hook you up with our doctor for Ozempic.
Please.
We have a club. It's really funny.
Listen, no, I mean, that is such a huge... it is something that I'm really concerned with, especially as I get older. Like I want to be healthier, and I want to.
You're only 32.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm 23. It's great. No,
are you only 32?
No, God, no. My God, you look like a really rode hard 32, dude. Yeah. No. I don't know. So there's been a lot that I've ignored this past year, or like kind of just like I can't deal with it now. I can't just like keep my head down. Because if I slowed down, I would just completely break apart,
Sure.
But you also have to realize you need some space and time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can fall apart. When you're racing, you're also losing a lot of the intensity that you should be focusing on, because that anchors you.
Yeah.
And you need that space and time to be able to just sit in it and be able to be, okay.
Yeah.
I get it. Feel it. Because if you don't, you will miss it. Yeah. And when you miss it, you can't gain it back again. And that's the part that you.
But it's hard too for me. Like there'll be times I'll go out in the morning to take Snow White, to go walking, to go out in the backyard to go, do her business, and then I'll just look up at the sky and just start bawling my eyes out of nowhere.
I got to my dad's place. And they lived there for a long time, and I got there on after Jeff's show.
Yep.
And I opened the fridge doors, and it's just Factor frozen meals and candy. And my mom used to have that thing stuck, and it wasn't sad because I needed food.
Yeah.
I started crying because just that visual representation of somebody being gone, and to think of like, oh, my dad, he's frozen meals and candy. He's not even taking care of himself the right way.
Right.
But it was like that moment, though. You still have those moments where you'll see something or hear. Like I finally went back and listened to her first time on the podcast like 4.5 years ago.
Wow.
And I've not heard her voice at that point like 10 months because I thought it was I couldn't handle it,
Yeah.
And on her birthday a couple weeks ago, I went back and listened, and I thought it was going to be real, and it was really beautiful. And I was like, God, we had such a good relationship.
That's one of those.
We were laughing, and we were, and I learned so much. And I just think that
he still has messages from his mom.
Oh,
After my mom passed, it was really weird because remember UMel?
Yeah.
UMel, my mom used to always call and leave messages rambling on forever on UMail, and I had UMail like years ago, and I forgot all about it. And after my mom passed, I was just missing her and wanting to hear her voice. And, she was never, I didn't have her on a podcast or anything that. So I didn't have that. And then just out of the blue, I got an email saying you need to log into your Umail account because your messages are going to be deleted if you don't log in and reclaim them. I found over 20 messages from my mom on Umail that I just started bawling listening to them.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful, and it was so wonderful that I could hear her voice. And it's hard. Yeah. It is.
And that's why, it's like I always try to remind people, like, Becky Bailey was here. She was on this earth.
Yeah.
I love to talk about her. I love, because she's such a huge part of my life, and that's the only way is to keep that memory going, to keep that.
But it's so beautiful you have her on your podcast forever.
Listen,
that's
I have
amazing.
Nothing to complain about in terms of what a great experience I had. I'm so proud to be her son, and
it's amazing.
She would have gotten a kick out of all of this. Even go to BravoCon. I had all these strangers come up and hug me because they hadn't seen her. I was like, wow. Like, she was able to kind of even make people laugh and touch them in a way, and I thought, this is amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, let's do some Haute Topics. Yeah. Our Haute Topics.
We don't have any tissue. He started crying before I even got started with the.
Oh fuck! We have tissue downstairs. Let me go get it.
No, I'm good. No,
are you sure?
I do not need a tissue. Yeah.
All right. You had me tearing up too. Fuck. Yeah. Whenever I talk about my mom.
Yeah, listen.
I get it. I do.
Just in case you didn't know, my mom passed away many years ago. She was only 50 years old.
Yeah.
And I took care of her.
Yeah.
And to think that all these moments that you're talking about, she's downstairs with me actually, because I have a picture of her.
Yeah.
And I have one of her the last gowns that I made for her in the store.
Yeah.
And that's how long. She's been gone for about 35 years.
And babe, you have the gown. We have the gown that my mother wore that you made for her. 70th birthday, he made a beautiful gown for her, and she loved it. She had a fur coat on with the gown. She just looked stunning, and we have that gown, and it's so special. It really is.
Yeah. That's the hard part of life is for all these beautiful memories and stuff. Pain is intertwined in it. At some point,
yeah.
And then you see these bitches tearing up their
weaves.
Yeah. What the hell's wrong with you?
Half of those people.
All right, so Haute Topics. Yeah. We like to give you a couple topics that are in the news and in the now, and get your opinions on them and see what you think. Go ahead. This is where Paul always forgets. All right, Paul. It says Haute Topics. Our producer gave it to us. Jesus. You got 4 topics to pick from, Paul.
Jordan Chiles stripped of her medal. She's a friend.
A friend of ours. I love her.
Do you know Jordan?
Yeah, well, I don't know her personally, but of course, we all know her now.
She's a good friend of ours. She's really sweet.
What a bunch of BS.
I know.
And also...
And she even said Bulgaria can take one too.
But if you go into it, too, they're saying that they didn't make the...
4 seconds?
They went over the minute when they were allowed to make...
What?
It's all BS, and I hope she doesn't give the medal back, and I hope,
It's heartbreaking.
I think that's the kind of ridiculousness...
You work a lifetime.
But Ryan, does it really matter? You just give 2 fucking bronze medals. What is the deal? Who cares?
Well, yeah, exactly. Who cares? I feel like it makes them look so bad, the Olympics committee.
Yeah.
What is this, Athens 1882?
Well, listen, I feel like Los Angeles has the Olympics in 2028,
Yeah.
They really, I think that's very disrespectful how
I'm going to pass out medals.
I'm gonna
I texted
the Polo-2s, yeah.
I texted Jordan yesterday and sent her a beautiful text from Paul and I, just letting her know we love her, we support her, we're there for her. I just think it's awful. Because she's the sweetest girl.
And that's her sister too.
You get into the spirit of the Olympics and all of these people, how hard they worked and how much all of this goes into this, and it's all represented by this medal, And of course, she's the real winner. We all know her. She's a celebrity.
Yes.
But when you work on that hard,
right?
And really, if you go
this shit she does, I can't do that. I can't flip like that.
Judge, that's on them.
Yeah.
They judge that in an incorrect way. So to me, I think she really is the truth.
So here's the interesting part.
Yeah.
They want to take her medal away, but then the French guy whose dingling got in the way. They want to give him a $250,000 and a $7 back page.
By the way, I would love to have a rumor out there just about Oh, Ryan, great podcaster, huge dog. Huge dog. Like, could you imagine, like, that's sad, too, that he didn't win the medal. Like, my God, imagine, like...
Your dick is so big, that's why you lost.
Wait, can you tell me any of the other pole vaulters, their first and last names?
No.
Exactly. You know the big dong guy. He is the real winner. We know that guy now for the rest of our lives. You remember the 2024 Olympics? The dong heard around the world.
Yes.
But I will say, how isn't it... If he knows it's that big, why didn't he strap that thing down?
I know.
He didn't want to tuck it.
He couldn't risk the tuck.
Couldn't do it.
And I just think it's really sad.
Gold medal, OnlyFans.
Some of those guys, they're making like $40,000 a year.
I know.
All of a sudden, that's $250,000 offer on the table.
I know. That's crazy.
Exactly. This could be a huge thing.
I mean, I was embarrassed.
It is a huge thing.
I was embarrassed when Kelly Dodd was describing my husband
at the phone party?
Speedo, and how she had to sit there and just...
I didn't even know she was looking at my package. I had no idea.
It's Kelly Dodd. Of course she's looking at the package.
I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed.
Well, I might be embarrassed, but, I shouldn't be.
You're fine.
It's not a bad thing when someone says... It's not a bad thing when someone says they saw your package and it's big.
Can they offer me $250,000?
Yeah, well, remember back in the day when, like, John Hamm, they would always get shots of, like, paparazzi shots of John Hamm, the actor from Mad Men, in, like, gray sweatpants, and then, like, an outline of a huge dong. And he got asked about it, he was like, I really don't want to talk about things like that. And I'm like, I would be doing jumping jacks. Be like, thank you, let's talk about my huge dong on top of my good acting.
Let's talk about it. How big are you?
Well, see, because of my thick tree trunk legs, it doesn't compete at all.
Oh my God.
That's why I gotta get the Ozempic so I can get my legs back down.
We're gonna shrink you up except for your package.
And then it's gonna be huge.
That's hilarious.
We want your girlfriend to stay happy.
We're gonna hook you up with our Skinny Bitches Club tonight. Okay, so I got a topic for you. JLo sees Ben Affleck's new $20 million mansion and is devastated.
Why?
Well, because aren't they? Like,
yeah.
They have not formally announced that they're getting divorced.
They are, right?
They are, because he got a new mansion. But they are playing this weird game.
Like, I mean, most people get a new apartment, and they separate. He got a new mansion. What are we talking about?
They put their other mansion on sale for like $80 million.
They sold it, right?
Yeah, they sold it. But the thing is, it's like the ring on, ring off.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be like, JLo spotted Sunday with the ring on, and then Ben spotted with the ring off. At this point, like, get it over with.
Are they just playing with us and playing with the crowd?
I think they're just waiting because they know how much.
There's probably a new movie coming out that will make sure they announce it around.
It is. Well, think about your relationship being that much fodder for just publicity. Like, it's a PR machine itself, and it's going to be really frustrating. And they've already got to feel so horrible because they couldn't make it work again. Like, that's got to be they've tried to blend their families together.
But do you?
Well, the first problem was JLo.
Oh well, I mean, there's one common denominator in every relationship.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Ben has done bad things as well.
But she's been like, okay, she's beyond Jenny from the block. She's Jenny from East Coast to West.
Well, I think JLo's interesting because JLo, you really like she wants to love. But she has to find herself. But she wants to be a legend too. I think that's part of it. It's like she can't. I think there is something in her to be where she's at is rarefied air. Like, there's only a handful of people in this day and age that get to that level.
Yeah.
Sharon, JLo, Ryan Bailey.
Yeah, exactly. She's about to have a podcast. She knows. She loves Corollas. She came from humble beginnings.
Yeah.
To get to that spot. And then you can tell Ben just isn't like that. He doesn't want to be photographed all the time. He looks miserable.
Right. All the time.
And so that's weird that they, he's like, dude.
He's really
do you?
Great. I love his rugged style.
He's very tall.
Do you feel though? Did you when you first heard that JLo and Ben were getting married? Did you think it was gonna last?
You know what? I'm the weird one that I kind of did. I was like,
really?
I was like, you know what? They grew up, 20 years. They
Ryan! Oh my God! Or do you think it was a PR move for her movie?
No, I don't think it was a PR.
You don't?
I think it was like, but I watched that JLo documentary
that
came out a couple months ago.
Yes.
That's when I knew it wouldn't work because she had like this. He had made her as an anniversary gift this beautiful scrapbook of every one of their love letters, every email. Every
I saw
text,
that.
and it was this beautiful thing, very private gift.
Yes.
And she was making her new album, and she put it in the music studio. And he's like, producers, look through this and see if there's any inspiration. And Ben Affleck was like, you let everybody read those.
But that's the machine in her.
And you had the producers going, "What up, Ben Affleck?" They called him Ben Affleck because he wrote. I was like, imagine like letting people read your most personal love letter.
That was wrong. That was 100%
wrong.
wrong.
I realized I was like, this probably is not going to work.
Yeah.
That's when you figured it out.
That's when I figured it out. Yes.
She's Jenny from the block. You can take the block out of Jenny, but Jenny ain't getting out of the block.
I want to believe in love, Like I want to believe that there's a happy ending for everything.
I know.
For 21 years.
That's what I'm saying.
21 years.
You can genuinely sense the
and
love in
we're
the relationship.
not in an open relationship.
Nope.
And I want to make sure I say it over and over.
No, never.
Every gay relationship.
Never.
People question it, and they go, "Oh, but they're open." I'm like, no.
Yeah, I don't understand why Reza was bringing that up on Jeff's show about doing a throuple with Adam. I didn't like that.
Well, I will say.
And I've never pushed the boundaries.
I would never even ask that.
I heard a rumor you made out with Raquel in Cabo.
No. No, but we did. But I did.
Right, she was making it.
No, but I did have phone sex with Anna Nicole Smith. It's in my book.
That's legendary. That's like you'll never forget.
Never.
I'm like Anna.
I'm in a Speedo.
Because it was happening when she picked up the phone to me. I'm like, babe, I think it's for you. You could deal with this because I'm driving.
It's a very intimate scene that's going to be in our movie.
That's what I was like, I want to see actually that scene.
Yeah.
Everyone does. You have another one, Paul.
Scheana and Lala filming The Valley.
Yes, so what's happening here?
Yeah.
So they did this first season of The Valley. Nobody thought it was going to be a success. People were like, who wants to see Jax and all these people? Turned out to be a success on the heels of Scandoval. And now Scheana and Lala are alleged, like they did film for The Valley the other day, but I think it's even deeper than that. I think that Scheana especially is going to be all over that second season because they don't have a start date for the new season of Vanderpump Rules. They know that they need to get that cast to cool down, and I think this is a way to keep Scheana and potentially Lala in the fold.
Yeah.
Well, Lala was begging everybody at Bravo to give her a gig.
I think this is that. But I will say there's such fan backlash over Scheana and Lala after the end of that season that Alex Baskin, the producer, did an interview saying, well, we're just going to do like a guest appearance, nothing big. And now, I mean, every event that they're filming at, I see Scheana at.
Yeah.
So if you put two and two together, and Scheana knows how to operate. She's an operator.
Oh yeah.
She knows how to get in.
We did a show with Evolution. We pitched it called Barking Bad about us in the pageant dog business. Yeah. It didn't get picked up. So Vanderpump had Jiggy doing a job.
Doing the Vanderpump
but it was a fun show. We worked with Alex. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Best
we
in
may
show.
still do it.
Maybe.
Yeah. It was genuinely the best in show, but for rescue animals that everybody loves, takes care of.
Yeah.
But they're quirky.
Yep.
I love it. Well, the Scheana and Lala thing too, just to go back real quick, is that I think that's another thing of like the audience is so negative. Like, oh, I don't need it. I don't want to see him. I don't need him.
Yeah.
And it's like, let's wait and see it. Like,
right.
we love it. Like, a lot of people nowadays will hate something before they even see it. And I'm like, wait till it comes out. Wait till you see it. You might end up loving it. Why have such a hard stance right out of the gate? Like, I think that especially Bravo audiences will hate something before. Like, no, that is ridiculous.
But then they watch it. And
then it's like, then they're like, oh, I actually like that. And I think that's just par for course with Bravo these days.
So we're going to do Runway Rundown with you. I'm excited. Runway Rundown is the good, the bad, the ugly, and sometimes what the fuck were you wearing?
And then I'll read your coffee grounds.
Yes. Actually, no, we're going to do... No, before his coffee grounds, we're going to do a quick game, actually, with him. Quick one. So bad or so good, Ryan Bailey. We're going to get his opinion really quickly. We're going to do Runway Rundown. The good, the bad, the ugly, or sometimes...
And what were you thinking, Ryan
What the
Bailey?
fuck were you thinking? Exactly. So the first one I have is Taylor Swift.
Oh my God! Thank God.
Now,
I thought you were actually going to show me photos of things that I've worn in the past.
Oh, we might.
I am so.
You might be on there, Ryan Bailey.
Well, let's compare it with Taylor Swift. She's wearing this shift dress that's all the way to the floor, black gloves, black high heel shoes.
Are you a Swiftie?
All the way through.
I figured.
She's got great combination of color. It's all black and white. The styling is beautiful.
Yeah.
She looks great.
Yeah, I mean, it's very 101 Dalmatians in a sense too.
Yeah.
But I think the line of the dress. I love how it sweeps on the floor.
Choker.
I like the slit.
I love the leg. Yeah, exactly. I love the
Love
slit.
the leg. Yeah.
I like the gloves. I think it's dramatic and I think it's classy.
Do you think she was wearing this for Kelsey?
I hope so. He's like, I'm not wearing underwear. This is great. No, I mean, like, Taylor is sometimes hit or miss, and I think this is a hit.
Didn't you go to Europe to see a Taylor Swift in concert?
We went to Switzerland to see her because it's way cheaper to see
I heard that, right? It is.
America, and it was a blast. We had the best time. It was awesome.
That's amazing.
It's probably such a refreshing experience to be in a different country.
Oh, it was great. We went to the ABBA Museum during the day.
Fun.
It was awesome, yeah.
Wait, it was in Switzerland or Sweden?
Sweden, sorry.
Sweden. Okay, because I thought it was Sweden you went to.
I've done this every time I say where we went. I keep saying Switzerland. I'm like, Sweden, you idiot.
Well, maybe she wasn't with you on this Switzerland trip.
You know,
she was only with you on the Sweden trip.
The other thing I like about this, babe, is that she's wearing... It's all white, but she's got black heels, black gloves, and she's got the choker, which is the black,
all the accessories,
which brings it all together.
Yeah.
That's why I said the stylist really did an amazing job in putting her together in just the right components with the right balance in every turn.
I agree.
She looks stunning.
As a designer, though, this is the question I always have. Like,
yeah,
because they're able to see the dress on her and all like, oh, this all works. But then, what about the stylists that like all of the dresses and the people that we see that get like completely trashed on? Do the stylists like they see the photo, they see what they're about to have their client out there in?
Right.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
They missed the mark in not identifying with what the client is, who the client is, and where the client is going, and who the client is representing that night. Because the client is a different personality going to different events. So you don't wear the same thing you go to the Academy Awards with and you go to the Grammy Awards with. So are you tapping into the playful side? Are they going to be performing? Are they the eclectic individual, or are they trying to be that movie actress that they have a new movie coming out and it's a serious role and they're trying to tap into that character?
Yeah.
So you have to really identify with all of those components, and the right stylist. That's why you work with certain stylists that you don't want to switch out. You don't want to change.
You have a relationship with.
You have a relationship because they get you. They understand you. So the minute a client walks in through my door, I assess them. And one of the reasons why people say, oh, he's so judgy, he's got judgmental eyes. Well, that's because, bitch, that's all I know how to do. I'm looking at you from head to toe because the first thing I know about you is my brain goes to, what is going to look good on you? What are your color schemes? What proportions are going to work for your body? That's what I see. When I'm walking around, that's what I'm looking at. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to give you a rundown within 3 seconds of everything. It's like a scan. You know, you go to the airport and you go through a TSA scan.
That's funny.
That's what my brain does. It's a scan. That's why people show up.
Wow.
So a stylist has to be able to identify with all those components all in one to get it right. And that's why when you see, when people, you know, let's say actresses go, oh, no, I want to wear yellow. I feel powerful in yellow. I'm like, yellow ain't your color.
Sorry.
You know?
And he will.
And then if they insist on it, then the stylist is like doing their job. They're like, I got you the best yellow dress I can.
Yeah.
And here's the shade, but there's different shades of yellow. You can do buttercream. You don't have to do canary.
Buttercream.
There's different shades that will enhance your complexion, that'll give color to your complexion, that matches your hairstyle and your eye color. If you look at Taylor Swift's hair color, it's a little more red in that photo, and you know it's done specifically. It's not her natural black.
Yeah,
it's not her
because that's part of the overall
blonde.
concept.
Exactly. So you do an entire look from head to toe.
God.
Did I answer your question?
You totally did. No, that you completely did.
So what is it? Simu, oh my God. Simu Liu, right? Simu Liu. He is wearing, how do you describe this? Because I don't know if I'm a fan or I am a fan. I'm kind of trying to figure it out.
Well, he's wearing pajamas.
Pale blue.
Out. It's the cloud scene.
Silk.
It's one of their, no, it's actually felty.
Oh, okay.
It's one of their, from the line when they do the artwork.
Oh.
And it's the top, the pajama tops, and the pajama bottoms.
His sleeves look like burnt marshmallows.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my favorite. It's really not.
It looks very pajama.
It's art. It is. It's art that's translated onto fabric where you wear out. So the new trend is wearing PJs out in public, wearing PJs out. But they're artworks that they're curated for.
No, I mean, he's a good-looking guy.
Is he being playful? He's going to, obviously, All-Stars basketball tournament. So for that event, he looks really fun.
Yeah.
He looks like he's at home watching the basketball game. But, in fact, he's now at the stadium watching the game in a big suite.
So it fits.
Yeah, so it fits the idea. And is it pretty? Yeah, I would wear that. It's cute. And
you would?
Yeah, and he's got personality for it.
Okay.
And his choker.
He's not showing a lot of personality in his face, though.
Well, who knows, the picture, but if you look at the watch, the ring, the necklace, all the accessories that complement what he's doing, there's a theme. There's definitely a theme. And maybe he was paid to wear that.
Yeah.
But it's a nice look.
Okay.
It's a very, very nice look. I would do it.
Well, like these, I mean, you guys are like in Versace, right? Is this Versace?
Yeah.
Versace. Yes. And we're matchy.
Somebody said, how come he judges other people and what they're wearing if he looks like that?
Yeah.
That's what he wears.
People are amazing.
I said, well, if you see me, Ryan, does this not look...
No, it looks very...
It's summer.
Yeah.
It's effortless. I just throw it on. I feel comfortable. It breathes.
Yeah.
I feel good. I'm complimentary.
Listen, I'm in Old Navy. I have no, I'm like,
But you look cute.
Old Navy.
I'm like,
you look really
no,
cute.
thank you.
But
Thank
why
you.
are you wearing this many layers?
Because that's part of me hiding myself,
No, you need to start shedding these layers.
Yeah.
And it's not just shedding your body. It's shedding the layers so you can start feeling your skin again and feeling the breath for you to be able to touch and connect with before you lose weight. It's not about weight loss. It's about wearing things that you can feel light in.
Well, I think
and do you feel comfortable in it?
I think I found a new life coach.
And do you feel comfortable? Like do you find that you're more comfortable layering?
Because he feels
yes,
like he's hiding in it.
Exactly, yeah. I'm well, this is way too oversharing, but I never feel comfortable in my body, so that's always been kind of...
Not even when you were skinny, you didn't?
No, I mean, I felt better about myself, but I'm comfortable, like that connection.
Listen, none of us were Versace models. My husband was a Versace model.
I'm comfortable in my body. What do you mean?
At the phone party, I know what it's
like. When you're a Versace model, all bets are off. So you know, he walks, I have to be honest, he walks around the house on the runway.
I thought you were saying he walks with a limp because of his packet.
Well, that too. But he walks. Well, he's used to it for so many years.
I always walk around in my underwear. I always walk around in my underwear in the house.
He does.
Always.
He was walking up the stairs. You know, he's got the puckered lips. He's got.
He always. Oh, see, it's Armenian tradition.
Wow.
If they sneeze when you say something, that means it's true. It is.
I can't tell you. We're at the grocery store. I'm like, get the milk real quick. I'm gonna get 3 things. Meet me at the front.
Model runway down the aisle. He goes.
No one's looking at you.
He's like, it's good lighting in here.
Yeah, he's always doing a model walk. He can walk across the street just to go to the restaurant.
And it drives him crazy.
And I'm like, you're stopping traffic. Move your ass. They need a truck. They're gonna run over you. But he struts as he walks.
I do.
All day.
Amazing.
I do.
Bravo.
We got one more. Billy Porter. You know what? Billy Porter pushes the boundaries. And I don't know if I like or love or not. I don't know, Paul. Can you describe the outfit for our listeners?
Well, number one, he's wearing a beautiful royal blue boucle top and bottom, all sequenced out with all the bugle beads that wrap around the bottom.
That's expensive fabric, right?
Very. It's like Chanel.
That's what I thought.
The accessories that he's got, which are silver spider with the emerald in the middle, the silver banglet, the lips, the choke collar, the silver rhinestones around the hat, which is...
that are matching on the boots.
Yep.
All the same. And this is a convertible hat.
Explain a convertible hat,
A convertible hat is where it has like a little shield in front of it, where it's like a drawstring. You pull it, and the crystals come in front of you, so it's almost like you could see out, but they can't see.
Oh, LaToya Jackson wore that.
To the Miss
World.
Miss World, when we were judges with her. Yeah.
There's a little system.
It looks like a hat. It looks like a lampshade.
Which is like the
very cool.
curtain.
Yeah, and his eyes match the color, like the colors.
He looks.
How many inch?
Well, let me tell you.
It's like Cowboy Carter, Beyonce.
Would you wear anything like that?
Hell no,
Ryan.
But also, I would never. But I will say to Billy Porter, he is able to pull off so many things with his attitude.
Yep.
Like, so you can go there with him.
Think about pose. Think about the expressing your perspective and being able to create a look in fashion that identifies a characteristic about you. This is so playful. I love that.
No, I actually like it.
Okay.
But I would never wear. I mean, I don't think it's aspirational. I just think it speaks directly to who he is.
Babe, could I wear something like that? Would I be able to?
With your confidence, my love, I don't know if they have enough space in the way.
We'll see you at a grocery store wearing that exact same outfit.
We'll see you at the foam party.
Oh my God!
By the way, that would be kind of an amazing part 2 of the foam party. You in that outfit.
Yeah.
And then you strip it down while the foam is just cascading.
He can't be with that much clothes.
I like that.
My husband doesn't know.
No, he can't be.
I mean, would you wear a Speedo?
Never.
Ryan?
Never
worn a Speedo ever? And you never would?
No, I mean, no. I have too thick of thighs and legs. It just would look so horrendous for everybody involved.
You should do boy shorts.
Yes, boy shorts I would do. Boy shorts I would
do. Boy shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a quick game. You're going to just read off some things. It's our game time is so bad or so good.
Yeah. So bad. No, it's so bad or so good, Ryan Bailey.
That's what I just fucking said. Is it so bad or so good, Ryan Bailey? We're gonna throw a name out. You're gonna tell us if it's so bad or so good.
Cool.
Lisa Vanderpump buys Tom Tom.
Buys Tom Tom?
Yeah.
So good.
Okay. You want her to?
I think, well, there's more to that story than that. Okay. Like, there's more to that because that's like her. Because Tom and Tom only own 5% of Tom Tom.
Yep.
So we don't even know. That's what the rumor is. I don't even know if that's true. But I'm for that. Yeah.
Okay. Schwartz and Sandy's closing.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not a huge fan of Scandoval anymore, but I don't want anything to like.
Yep.
I agree.
Your best friend Jill's Aaron on Below Deck. Below Deck.
That was so bad. Like she was really telling him how to pour the Diet Coke. Never go on Below Deck. They will make you look like the bad guy.
Coleman Domingo as Joe Jackson.
Oh, so good. I love Coleman Domingo. I think
he's a friend.
He's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, he's
amazing.
Human.
Such a great career right now.
Crystal Minkoff fired.
So bad. Horrible. Dumb move.
Bad decision.
And this is why, like, they invested in her for 3 seasons. She was like finding her voice. Don't take the time to invest in someone.
Why do you think they did?
Yeah.
I think they hedge their bets on how dramatic somebody can be, and I think at the end of the day, Crystal's more of a reliable narrator. I don't think she's going to split with her husband ever. I don't think she's like she's not going to have some kind of big explosive drama.
You sound like an evil producer. If she's not going to split with the husband.
No.
We don't need her.
You said, what do you think happened?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you what I think the producer said. But what the mistake is they need utility players as well. They need somebody there that you can trust, that you can go to. Because when Crystal said something, I always completely believed her because she didn't lie.
And I think she finally came out of her shell in that season, and they fired her.
So I'm bummed about that.
I agree. Kim Kardashian and All's Fair legal drama.
All's Fair legal drama.
Ryan Murphy's new law.
Yeah. That's really split. I just know so many actors that have worked their asses off, like, and I can just tell it's one of those things of like, wow, I can be an actor. Like I have this
like Jodie Sweetin at 4 years old, she just gets a role. What the fuck?
Well, I mean, listen, to me, it's a little so bad. She's already a billionaire. She's already, and it's just one of those things that sometimes, just because you have the opportunity doesn't mean you take the opportunity. And I think some people are just born with an acting gift. I think she's born with so many gifts. I just don't know if acting's one of them. But she'll probably prove us all wrong, or me wrong.
Was she good in American Horror Story? I don't know. She was that
to
great.
me, she was like, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Amazing Race.
I mean, so good.
You don't watch it?
I mean, it's fine. It's great. Yeah. It's great. It's always a good show.
Would you go on it?
I have bad knees. No way. No way. I mean, he knocked out the first episode. I'd be like, I can't run anymore. No.
Oh, my God.
Go on, Dad. Yeah.
Tom Cruise parachuting down in Paris, closing ceremony.
This guy has such a weird kink. He literally wants to die on film. Like, this guy at 62 years old is still doing insane stunts like that. Yeah. So part of me, like, I grew up watching Tom Cruise. Like, even like, you have to take away the Scientology and all that stuff. I love Tom Cruise. Yeah. Even with the weirdness, he just commits to it so hard. And like, he wants to still do all of his stunts. Yep. There's such a flair for the dramatic. It's like Lady Gaga at the Super Bowl, like jumping out, you know, he did a Lady Gaga, and then to run, like to start running, grab the flag, go on the bike, go to the plane, go to the Hollywood sign. I like the wackiness of it.
I mean, we grew up with Risky Business.
That's it. I mean, like,
and he's living it out.
That he is so committed. Yeah. So it's like, he wants to be the best.
I know. That stunt he did in the Mission Impossible when he went over the frickin' mountain.
He's hurt himself so many times.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And I just like the fact that he keeps pushing himself, that's what scares me. I'm like, we're going to watch him really hurt himself one day. And that scares me.
What 62-year-old is going to fly down into the middle of the stadium?
And he loves it.
For the right money, you'd probably have me doing it.
He doesn't get thrown. He loves it.
I know. You mean in Cabo?
Well, I don't know if I'm if I'm invited, I'll tell him the rest.
I'm going to see a policeman on a horse when I step outside, I bet.
Maybe.
When it comes to outside your home, you've got 3 different things that you're trying to do. One is personal. The other 2 are professional. Whatever the professional things are have nothing to do with the personal, but you seem to be getting them crossed. Isolate them. See them for their individual category of what it is. You're mixing them.
Do you have an idea what the 2 business and the person?
I don't. I mean, like, I do. Well, yeah. Well, now that I actually, yeah. Okay. I think, yeah. No, I do actually.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Jeff actually, or that aspect of it, but with the podcast, I think I know exactly what that means.
What is it?
Well, I think that I came podcasting is, I also looked at it as a way to get a bunch of new friends and stuff like that. When that's not really, you know, and then I think I've felt bad that I haven't been able to keep that up and feeling like, oh, it should be personal. And it's like, no, it's.
So that professional and personal.
Interesting.
Identify what you're doing for what the purpose intended for is. And keep it in one segment.
Yeah. That's good to hear as well.
Don't mix it.
So compartmentalize.
The one that's personal, there's 2 that's business.
Yeah.
Don't mix it. Because you're struggling. Because for whatever reason, when you are mixing it, the blurred lines are not helping you get to the next stage.
Yeah. I think you nailed that one, actually. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, is that the only thing?
That's the only thing. No. Bye, guys.
Yeah, that fucking bell.
And there's going to be something new that you want to do. That's adjacent to what you used to do, it seems like. So it's something that you're familiar with that's going to come your way. Don't say no.
That would probably be acting.
Don't say no.
That or working at Blockbuster Video, and I don't think that exists.
Blockbuster's gone.
Yeah, I think it could be acting, yeah.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Don't say no.
Okay.
You want to say yes because there's a part of you that's still missing an aspect that needs to be satisfied. And I think that's one of the reasons why you're blurring the lines a little bit in being able not to identify the clarity as to how you're going to be moving forward.
Do you think you miss the acting?
At times, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it was a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
And it is that one kind of thing that you kind of gets put aside. So it's
I mean,
interesting.
I did one show, Emergence 2028. They gave me 2 freaking lines I couldn't remember.
No,
I still don't know.
No,
what
it was
is.
like a big part of my life. Yeah. So yeah, that I love that one.
There's something, and here's the one thing: when you said you're racing, and you don't want to like, I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart. You have to sit in this, your mother aspect of it, and process it. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to appreciate your father. Not that you don't. You're not going to, the time is being spent with something in a space where you're not recognizing the now. And there's a difference to it.
Wow.
But this is
this not crazy?
Yeah,
It's
I was
intense.
like, wow. I was like, this is way better than I had even imagined.
But you're going to, besides the relationship, you've got some money coming your way too.
All right, we're going into business together.
One of the things is going to give you like a roadmap. And that's going to give you stability.
Are we talking like 2025 Corolla kind of money?
Oh, big. Big. Huge.
That's funny.
With a grill, sports package.
Let me take a picture of the inside cup before you do that.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
You always
Wait, do I
forget. Yeah, you're going to do it next. I want to take a picture of the inside of your cup. I always want to take the inside because then he's going to have you do your thumb. Explain to him, babe.
Because I'm going to keep this. What you're going to do now is you're going to take your thumb, you're going to lick it, and then you're going to punch the bottom, twist, and pull out.
Okay.
However you do it, you can't make a mistake because I want to see what translates moving forward.
So wait, I lick.
It's a sexual thing.
Lick, dip, twist, and pull.
There you go.
Aww. I told you we need a tissue.
I know. They're downstairs.
Okay, well, we'll get you tissues in a minute.
Is it all right to is this screw up anything? If I
No, that's fine. No, that's fine.
Well, just hang on to it for a second.
Our poor guest, I'm making him wipe his finger on a saucer and lick his finger.
That's good. Wow.
You're planning something really, really big for yourself. And whatever this is going to be received in the most beautiful way. So if you had doubts about what you think you're going to do, don't. They will reciprocate.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know what it is?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Are you going to tell us?
No.
Not on the air. Maybe off the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will be reciprocated. That's what you gave me.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
Hell yeah.
Okay, this was a good copy
This
read,
is
right?
great. Now I can comfortably recommend it, and I will be able to go on Jeff's show on Monday and talk all about this. It was really, I'm kind of blown away.
Yeah.
Well, so for all those people that have ever said anything, you've never seen me that way though. But you don't
Never,
know
yeah.
Well, you've never experienced it.
I've
so-
only been around you guys in like party situations.
Yeah.
You know, so
at
I've
a
never
phone
been
party with little go-go shorts.
Yeah, so
loud Versace
that's very different. So
everywhere.
it's different to have like a personal experience with somebody and have a whole new respect for them. You know.
So what changes everything now for you? Now that you've seen us in a different light, or maybe whether it's a podcast, the lights, whatever, or just us being here.
I feel like I mean, there's an element of trust that I walk away with you guys of like, I consider you guys friends. Like I'm invested in this relationship. I mean, I know that sounds.
We're not going to get fired like Crystal Minkoff.
Yeah. No, it was like it just gives me a whole new respect for what you guys do and what you're about, and that I think only comes from a shared experience. And you were so open in listening to all the bullshit I spewed,
but it was great getting to know you.
Yeah,
more,
it was just,
really cool.
It was really. I didn't expect this to be as deep as it's been. So this has been fantastic.
Awesome.
Well, let's keep it light. We're done, bitches. Woo! We'll see you next time. Thank you for being here, Mr. Ryan Bailey.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate
it. Thank you.
I want to remind everybody they can book their coffee read at pullat2.com, and we're going to be coming to Richmond, Virginia, so you can book your coffee read for Richmond, Virginia.
We're taking the show on the road, people. We're taking the show on the road.
Ryan, one last thing. Tell people where they can find you.
The show is called So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. 5 shows a week. Instagram is So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. Silly memes and things like that. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/So Bad It's Good. We're recapping the entire first season of Vanderpump Rules on there. And that's it. Support any way you can. I really, really appreciate it. And don't forget, if you are listening to this or watching this, always support by giving a 5-star review for this show or any show that you listen or watch, because it really does help placement and help get the word out there. So recommend this show. It's like a really easy, free thing that you can do to support.
I love that. You know what? I never even do that. I never even say that. Subscribe, rate, review.
No, it's really good because then I get your placement on iTunes or Spotify. It really does
do that
help.
every show. I'm going to say that.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here and sharing more time with us.
And Ryan Bailey, you've just been undressed by Paul and Patrik. One last question. How do you feel?
Violated.
I feel naked. I feel fully naked. Yeah.
Bye, bitches.
See you soon.
This podcast is brought to you by Her Dat Media and American Media Television. Executive producers are Patrik Simpson, Pola 2, and Pat Safford. Produced by Jordan Hill and Sarah Silikula. Shooting and editing by Jordan Hill. Music and theme song, Undressed, written and performed by Lionel Cohen, courtesy of DNA Productions. Artwork by Dominique Demetz, and hosted by Pola 2, Patrik Simpson, and Little Snow White 90210. Remember to follow at Pola 2 and at Patrik Simpson and at Snow White 90210, and watch Gown and Out in Beverly Hills on Prime Video. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast so you never miss an episode.